to be sharing with you in this video 10 signs you are on the right path to creating what you want and you're actually taking the right steps, because sometimes you might not know if you're on the right path. You might feel like you're unsure, you're doubting yourself. And in this video, after you watch this video, you're gonna for sure know that you're on the correct path to creating what you want. You're gonna know that you're taking the right actions to creating what you want. And if you watch this video, you're gonna feel like you have the power to align with what you actually want to see happen in your life. And so the first thing that I wanna share with you in this video, and by the way, there's no guarantees in this video, but I strongly believe that these concepts will help you to feel like you are on the right path. And of course, nothing's guaranteed, like I said, but I strongly believe that it will assist you. And so the first thing that I wanna share with you in this video is to understand that if you really want to feel like you're on the right path, and if you want to know if you're on the right path, if you feel like your intentions align with your actions, so your actions and your intentions are both aligned, so the actions that you're taking are completely aligned with the things that you want in your life. If the actions that you're taking are aligned with what you're thinking in your mind's eye, and how do you know if you're doing this? Well, you feel it in your essence. You just kind of know. You just know. Your deeper intelligence communicates to you very intelligently through the feelings in your body, literally, and you'll just know if you're in alignment with your intention. And maybe you might not know sometimes, but the thing is that if you try your best to align those actions with your intentions again and again and again, you're definitely on the right path. If you're trying to just even align your actions with your intentions, that's absolutely what you're gonna need to be doing to start to create what you want. People don't take aligning with what they see in their mind's eye seriously. They don't take that concept seriously. And so if you're gonna walk through life and not take what you see in your mind's eye as a serious thing, if you don't see that as a serious thing, well then, you might not be on the right path. And I'm not saying that you're on the wrong path, but I think that for sure you can say that if you're aligning with your intentions and you attempt to align your actions with your intentions, you're definitely on the right path. You're definitely on the way to creating what it is that you want, or there's a very high probability that you're going to create what you want very, very soon. Now, the second thing that I want to share with you in this video is just to remember that if you're noticing, quote unquote, noticing more opportunities in your day-to-day life, you're absolutely on the right path to creating what you want. See, the thing is that we only notice opportunities if we are out to seek them, if we see them. See, how many red cars or yellow cars did you see this morning? Probably many. How many did you notice though? Probably none. Now, if tomorrow you go through your day and I ask you how many yellow cars did you notice tomorrow, but I want you to look for yellow cars everywhere that you go. Just look out for them. Make sure to really be conscious of them in your mind's eye as much as possible, and you're going to be able to create what it is that you want. Because think about it like this. If you can use that same concept to any of your goals, like quite literally any goal that you have, if you realign back with your goal and focus on it again and again and again, you're going to notice, quote unquote, notice opportunities. Now, if you're noticing more and more opportunities that's aligned with your goal, what that's showing you is that you're absolutely on the right path. You're absolutely creating what it is that you want, because people can only notice opportunities when they're looking out for them. And if you're not looking out for them, you're not going to notice them. But if you're noticing them, you're on the right path, because noticing them means that you're looking out for them. Once again, many people don't even look out for the opportunities that are aligned with their goals. They don't notice them because they're not looking out for them. Once again, and I know that sounds repetitive and redundant, but it's really not, because, if you're noticing these opportunities, you're definitely on the right path. You're definitely on the right path. And I want you to start to remember that, the third thing that I want to share with you in this video is that once you start noticing these opportunities, there's going to be less belief in the concept of luck. Luck stops becoming a concept for you that you're really attached to, and you redefine luck completely. What is really luck? I thought about this, and I was talking about this with one of my friends, and I really believe that luck is nothing more than just, preparedness, preparedness plus you taking action towards something that you actually prepared for. It's preparedness plus action. That's all it is. It's how prepared are you, and are you willing to take action? That's really it. That's really it. And I apologize to stumble there, but the truth is that if you really, really want to align with your goal, how prepared are you to take action when you notice the opportunity? It's just really preparedness plus taking action towards an opportunity and noticing that opportunity. That's all luck really is. So when you see that thing happen, are you prepared, and are you willing to see the opportunity? It's really just opportunity plus preparedness. But opportunities you're going to notice more when you're actually conscious of them. So it's really being conscious of those opportunities, seeing that opportunity, and then taking action on it. And that's not really lucky, because those opportunities have always existed. There's never not been opportunities in every single area of your life, no matter what goal we're talking about here. There's always been opportunities, but have you been noticing them? So stop believing in luck so much. Take back your power. And then I'm not saying that luck might not happen, but if you want to redefine luck completely and live life in an empowered way, I would invite and encourage you to stop believing in luck and just start believing in taking action towards opportunities that are always there, but are you capitalizing on the opportunities that already exist, and are you noticing the opportunities that already exist? Now, the fourth thing that I want to share with you in this video, which is a very clear sign that you're on the right path to creating what you want, is that you're extremely decisive. You're very, very decisive. You're no longer attached to making the wrong choice. The wrong choice doesn't really exist for you, because you're walking through your life and you see that there's no really wrong choices to make in life at any time. Really what life is about is you have a value system, you care about something, and you align your actions with those values and what you care about most in your life. And you're going to be thinking about that most of the time in your life, and you're going to see life through the lens and through the filter of you creating your goal. And that's completely fine. People think that you should feel guilty for this, you should feel shameful for this. I'm here to tell you, stop feeling guilty, stop feeling shameful for having an intention and fully owning and living into this intention. That's an absolutely absurd way to live life, is to be attached to an intention and then to not allow yourself to even come into fruition, to create it, because you believe that you should feel guilty or shameful or something like this. So the result here is that, if you want to be a powerful human being that is empowered, where you feel powerful, not in a way where you want to control others, but simply to control your own state and your own state of being, what you really want to do here is be a decisive person. Be a decisive person. Decisiveness is absolutely going to help you to create what you want. And that's a sign that you're on the right path, is if you're decisive, if you're extremely decisive and you're not worried about, because if you're indecisive, you realize that indecisiveness, all that indecisiveness is not supporting you to get what you want. Even making a wrong choice and dealing with the consequences of that, to you, is probably better, a risk you're willing to take, than being in a state of indecisiveness. If that's how you feel, you're definitely on the right path to creating what you want. If you feel like being in a state of indecisiveness is much worse than just making a choice and seeing what happens, you're absolutely on the right path to creating what you want. If you understand as well that it's not about being unwise. You're just more decisive. You're just a decisive human being. You're even more wise as well. You could be a more wise person. Nonetheless, though, you're extremely decisive. That's definitely a good sign that you're creating what you want. Now, the fifth thing that I want to share with you in this video is just to remember that you start to see problems. If you start to see problems as just challenges and learning experiences, if you see problems or challenges and you see them as just learning experiences, and it's just that you don't really need to be stressing over these things too much, that's an absolutely powerful sign that you're on the path to creating what it is that you want. You're going to be creating what you want, because what's happening is that these problems and challenges are not becoming a reason for you to not take action anymore. You're not seeing these problems and challenges as, oh, that's a reason that I shouldn't take action and I shouldn't be doing this thing and I should just stop, right? I should just stop doing it all, because what's even the point? You stop seeing problems and challenges like that. You start seeing problems and challenges as tests, as reasons to grow and become better. And even if you're better, even if you become better, you see, how do I improve even more? You start to put on the problems and challenges upon yourself even. You stop waiting for life to throw something at you and you say, how do I become better? Even though that I'm good right now, even though that I'm doing very well for myself and that I'm doing fine, how do I improve even more? How do I become even better? I think that if we start to use problems and challenges as learning experiences, and if you're already doing this, that's a huge sign that you're going to be able to create what you want and that you're already well off on the path to doing so. You're very well off on the path to doing so because problems and challenges are just learning experiences. They're just learning opportunities to help you become more of a master in that particular area. Now, the sixth thing that I want to share with you in this video in terms of, the sixth sign that you're on the right path to creating what you want is that you have less desire to talk about, to people about what's going to be, what will be. You just start taking action towards it. If you start to feel like any energy of talking about what you're creating is taking away from the essence of actually creating it, you're definitely on the path to creating what you want because you're starting to see that you don't really have a desire for the validation and the approval of saying what you're going to create in your life. You maybe want to talk about it once or twice, but then the rest is just simply taking action towards it. Not overly communicate. If you feel like you're tired of over communicating about things that you know that you should just be taking action towards, you're definitely on the path to creating what you want because now it's about actual behavior level changes, taking more action, changing your identity, being a different person, taking different steps that you normally would never take, if you were not in this state of just talking so much. Because if you talk so much, you're not really in a position to create what you want because you should be taking action towards it instead of talking about how amazing it's going to be. If you already had it, you wouldn't be talking about how amazing it's going to be. You'd be just feeling neutral already having it. Just a neutral, you already have it, you've already achieved it. And even if there's an excitement there, behind it is the neutrality of that's just who you are, and of course you're going to create it. Of course it's going to be manifested for you if you want it, because if you want to use that word, because you can create whatever you want if you're willing to not be attached to talking about it too much. Just take action towards it. I'm not saying that you can't talk about it, but just be a little bit more wise in terms of overly communicating. And if you feel like this, if anything that I'm saying here is resonating for you, you're on the path to creating what you want. Now the seventh thing that I want to share with you in this video, in terms of the seventh sign that you're on the right path to creating what it is that you want, is that you feel extremely focused. If you feel extremely focused in your life, if you feel like you're so committed to each task that you're doing, you're able to give each task 100% of your commitment and 100% of your consciousness with zero hesitation, with full commitment, and every single task that you do is not hindered by the other task. So that task, you let go of that task and you move on to the next thing, right? The next thing, that last task that you did, doesn't impact your ability to do the next task. If you feel like this in your life, you're definitely very focused. And if you're very focused, you're on the path to creating what it is that you want. Because the truth is that only extremely focused people are going to get what it is that they want. To create something in your life requires a certain level of focus and commitment that most people don't even have in their life anymore. So if you're extremely committed, if you're extremely focused in your life, that's a huge sign that you're going to be able to create what it is that you want, because focused energy is what creates results in your life. The only way to build momentum in a particular area is simply to be focused enough to the point where you're giving it so much focus and so much attention and so much commitment and so much devotion, and you're behaving of a person with so much excellence and so much power that true power is that what happens is that now you build momentum. And if you're extremely focused to the point where you have momentum in your life, that's a huge sign that you're creating what you want. Not only are you on the path to creating it, you can feel in the depth of your being that you're absolutely already creating it in that moment, because you're being the identity of already having exactly what it is that you want. And if you're in that state of taking action towards what you want as if you've already received it right now, you're definitely on the path to creating what you want. I hope that goes without being said. Now, the eighth thing that I want to share with you in this video, in terms of the eighth sign that you're on the right path to creating what you want, is that you have ultimate trust in your deeper intelligence. See, there's a lot of times where maybe you'll second guess your decision, and you second guess the feeling in your body, the feeling that feels right to you. You start making decisions that are for other people, what they want for you, or what you think that you should do for them that you don't really even want to do, right? If you feel like this in your life, well, then what's happening is that if you're starting to trust in your intelligence, take actions for yourself, be a little bit selfish in that sense. You're willing to take action and honor yourself fully with zero guilt and shame. You're trusting your intelligence completely. You trust who you actually are. You trust that deeper intelligence within you. That's a huge sign that you're on the path to creating what it is that you want, because a lot of people walk through their life and they don't have a trust in their intelligence and who they actually really are. They're living in a way where they're dishonoring themselves so that they can please other people. And that's nothing wrong with that, essentially speaking, but it's not going to be fun for you to live your life like this. And I think that there is something wrong with this if you want to look at it a little bit closer, because what's happening is that, we can't be walking through life and just living only for other people. We have to live for ourselves as well. And I think that if we're all living for other people, we're giving away a piece of ourselves. Everybody's kind of suffering in a way and nobody feels happy. But if we can all have a certain level of selfishness to a certain degree, what happens is that you can become such a better person in society and actually be selfless to the point where now you have trust in your intelligence, to the point where you trust yourself to be selfish. You trust yourself to be a little bit more selfish with no guilt or shame, because if you don't trust your intelligence to be who you want to be, that's not going to be a recipe to create success in your life. What even is success? I think success is not even getting a result in your life. It's aligning with your intelligence and aligning with your true vision in your life and being aligned with that. That's success. If you feel like you're aligned with your deeper intelligence and who you truly are, and you feel like you're taking action towards your desire and you're in alignment with what you want, you're definitely on the path to creating what you want. And that's definitely what it means to trust in your intelligence, is to trust in that feeling. Stop making decisions for other people. Trust who you really are, what you really want to create, what feels right to you. Take beliefs from other people, of course. Be open-minded to learning different concepts, of course. But at the end of the day, what you really want to be doing here is taking all of these concepts and then only adopting the ones that you resonate with, and then letting go of what you do not resonate with. Because there's going to be many concepts and many opinions and beliefs and actions that people do that you don't even like. And that's okay for you to let those go and not even focus on those and let them deal with those actions that person has chosen to do. You can take the traits and the actions and the beliefs that resonate for you from the other people from the outside that you're connecting with, and then only focus on those. And that's going to help you to align with your intelligence, because you're just still living for yourself. You're not doing it for other people. You took what you like, and you're being your own person, and you've built your own blueprint in terms of how to be a successful person, which is, for you, success is just aligning with that intelligence. If you feel like this, you're definitely on the right path to creating what you want. Now, the final thing that I want to share with you in this video is to understand that, if you really want to know that you're on the right path to creating what it is that you want, you start to feel like you choose the path. If you feel like you choose the path, you're definitely on the right path to creating what you want, because you're not second guessing, am I on the right path? You're not looking out there to have something happen where, it's a yes, now I'm on the right path. It's like, I see something, yes, I'm on the right path. You don't have that anymore. If you feel like your, kind of gauge for if you're on the right path is your decisiveness to choose a path and commit to it, you're going to create what you want. I'm just telling you right now, if you feel like you choose your path and your success is based on you committing to a path, you're going to be successful, because you already are successful based on that definition if you're taking action. If you're taking action, the only way that you can fail is to actually stop taking action. All failure really is just you stopping taking action. That's what true failure is. You can't actually fail if you continue taking action, and you're already successful if you're doing those actions that are aligned with the thing that you want to create in your life. That's what success really is. I think that success is nothing more than just committing to your vision and committing to your desire relentlessly and fearlessly and boldly in your life, and not allowing other opinions to define who you are. And if you feel like you choosing the path that is powerful for you and it feels peaceful for you, and you feel like you're doing this a lot in your life, you're definitely on the path to creating what you want, because now you're taking your power back and you're being your own person again. You're not listening to other people to feel happy and to feel validated and to feel successful. It's like, or even to get a certain amount of money in your bank account, or to, achieve a certain specific result in your life in whatever area. It's like, you're not looking for that anymore. You just feel happy with just aligning with the desire itself and being happy in the present moment while creating the path to create the desire. And it already feels like you have it because you understand that everything is just energy, and that energy of what you want exists already in this present moment. And that sounds cliche, but remember, if you're taking actions towards what you want and you're living as if the identity as if you already had what you want, you're living in the quote unquote energy of what you want. All that quote unquote energy really is, if you don't want to be attached to some kind of spiritual word here, is just action. Aligned action towards a desire. If you're taking actual actions, that feeling of being in action, being in flow, that's what you're looking for to create what you want. That's it right there. Now, the final thing that I want to share with you in this video, in terms of the 10th sign that you're on the right path to creating what you want, is that you feel like you're not attached anymore. Not attached to what? Well, you're not attached to the result. You're not attached to the actions you're taking. If you're just a less attached human being, especially you're less attached to the goal itself, you're definitely on the right path to creating what you want. Like, I'm sorry to tell you right now. I apologize to tell you that you're on the right path to creating what you want if you're less attached. If you can be simultaneously extremely determined and extremely focused and extremely committed and live with excellence every single day and take action towards your goal and be that type of person that takes very focused action towards what you want, but at the same time, not be attached to the result and let it go every single day and not be attached to if it happens or not, you're going to be a powerful human being. You're going to be unstoppable. You're going to be able to create what you want in such a powerful way where people are going to be wondering, what is that person doing? How do I have a little bit of what that person is doing? How do I figure that out? How do I be like that person? And the best part is that you're going to be doing it for yourself. You're not even going to be doing it to get the validation. You don't even care about the validation. You just simply want to be that person so wholeheartedly that you don't even care about the validation anymore, and you just want to be committed to who it is that you want to be. That's what it really means to know if you're aligned on the right path. If you feel like you don't even need the validation anymore, you're not attached to the validation, you're not attached to the approval, you're not attached to even achieving the result, that's definitely a sign that you're going to be able to create what you want. And you're going to be in a much higher probable chance, you're going to have a higher probability of seeing what you want happen in your life in a very powerful way where you feel completely aligned with what it is that you want to do in your life. Now, I do believe that if you apply these 10 things in your life, or if you've already noticed them in your life and you've seen them happening, you're definitely on the right path to creating what it is that you want, and you're going to see happen what you want. And it's not guaranteed, but I think that if you see these things happening, there's a very high probability chance, once again, a high probability that you're going to be able to create all these things that you want to see happen in your life